What's up? What's up? How you doing? How you doing? Thank y'all for joining the live. See y'all here waiting. Make sure you type in the chat. Let me know you here, where you at. What's going on, Melly B? Looking forward to having y'all in here today. I'm very excited. All that stuff. Um, yeah, thank everybody for coming out. We do appreciate y'all for coming out and checking. Giving me your time at the same time. Once again, this first. I think this is my first guest, so I'm excited. Couple disclaimers though. Let me give you a heads up. I'm getting new to this program. I say all that. So if I hit the wrong button or if I ain't clicking stuff right, that's only because I'm new to the program. So please don't hold it against me. I'm just giving you a heads up now. But in the meantime, while you're on here, what I need you to do, if you haven't done it already, is make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on new and up to date on all the other programs and stuff that we got coming up. And also make sure you share it too, because a lot of people probably want to be here. They either forgot about it, they didn't even know about it, or they were still kind of depending on what they wanted to do. Share it anyways to your page. Let them know it's going down. We got our special guest tonight, so it's going to be nice. So I'm not going to take too much time because at the end of the day, I really want to have a conversation with my guy right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it in, see if he's ready. Gonna go ahead and bring him in, and we're just gonna have this conversation and get straight to it. If y'all have any questions, make sure y'all put it in the chat. I'll do my best to focus on it and not break the system at the same time. All right. So let me, without further ado, let me go ahead and bring the one and only Tre Little in the building. All right. What up? What up?
Hello.
What up, bro? How you
What's up?
doing?
What's up?
Good,
Nothing
good, man. I
much.
would have had like some applause and all that stuff, but we celebrating. A lot of people celebrating for you right now. How you doing?
I am fabulous. How about you?
Good. All is well, man. Feeling good, feeling great, really excited. I'm telling you, bro, I was over here waiting for this moment. I was like, man, I got all these questions. You know how I had to try to like not
Hmm.
talk to you just so so I ain't ask any questions or nothing like that. So I was telling my wife, I was like, finally, man, we got my guy here, man. He actually made the time. First off, before I even go any further, thank you truly, bro, for giving me your time today. I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't expect you to be available. You know what I'm saying? For the simple fact that you was willing to come on, I do appreciate it. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
thank you for having
Thank
me.
you. And that speaks volume because I ain't gonna lie to you. The whole time today, I'm like, man, this brother better not cancel on me, man. He better not cancel me. No, don't do me like that. You know
No,
how much
I'm
I
not
make?
gonna
Like,
do you like that.
nah. I appreciate it though. Definitely was great with the communication and all that. And just so you know, I don't know, can you see the chat on your end? Can you see the people
Yeah, I
communicating?
can.
All right, cool. Yeah. So if you know anybody, tell them what's up. Hey, how y'all doing, people? Thank y'all for coming in.
Hey, mother. Hey, Leisha.
What up, moms? Make sure you get him right, moms. Make sure he say what he need to say. That stuff, man. But if you on here, once again, make sure you subscribe. At the end of the day, our whole focus is to bring more awareness to our community, our culture, the soul line dance community. So with y'all subscribing and sharing, that's what it's doing. We appreciate that. All right. But in the meantime, we ain't gonna take much time. Let's go on and get into it. Mr. Tre Little,
Yes,
how you
sir.
doing, brother? All right.
I'm good.
Good. So now let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let's tell us about yourself. Let us know who Tre Little is. How old
um,
are you?
I am 22 years old.
Okay, got it.
I I'm living okay. Like I feel great for my age. Like I have accomplished so much, and I
Mm-hmm.
am very grateful, especially to able to refresh and the God He has been working. Um, Trey Little was a country boy who was born in Portsmouth, Virginia, and then I
Okay.
moved to Greenville, Georgia, where I was raised by my family and working on the farm, collecting the eggs, doing the daily chores or whatever.
Oh, that's crazy.
so, so that was like where I fell in love with the animals and the country life. And then I got it, once I got older, I got into, dancing and rhythm because that just made me happy.
Okay.
Whenever I move my feet, 9 times out of 10, I got a smile on my face, or I'm focusing hard. Like, hey, can't mess this
That's
up.
what's
It's
up.
my time to
That's
shine.
what's up. That's what's up. Definitely,
So
man. So you've been would
as
you been dancing all your life?
I was dibbling and dabbling there here there, but now it's like constant all the time.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Now, um, as far as with first of all, let me ask this question: do
Hmm.
they refer to it as trail riding? Do they refer to it as stepping, or you refer to it as line dancing? What do they actually call it based on your
So
experience?
it depends on actually what your group calls it. Because we call it trail riding
Okay.
and like or trail ride steppers, like. But most groups is depending on their name. If they're like the country steppers, then they're going to consider themselves steppers. We're a trail ride group.
Gotcha.
Some people can be
Gotcha.
steppers.
Okay. But the dance itself is really based on the group you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. 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 Cool. Cool. So when it comes to what do you call it? Let me ask that. What do you call it?
Well, we call it trail ride dancing. So
Trail
like,
riding. Okay. I know you
like
said
when we go anywhere, we go like, hey, you gotta play some trail ride music. We try to trail ride dance. Like,
that.
let's go.
All right, cool, cool. I know you say that down here, bro. They're gonna look at you like, what is a trail rider? So
Yeah,
just let you know.
yeah.
So how did you end up getting into trail riding? Like, how long you been doing this? How did you even get introduced to it? How did that work?
Um, June will mark a year for us
Okay.
when we first started, and I was on TikTok, and I just kept seeing this song go around, and it sounded really good. Like I was like, oh, about to go selling. What is this? Like that
Mm,
song for a while, and now I was in the room practicing in the mirror, like with the camera way, the way they got the camera set up, you record,
right.
and it's like backwards. So I'm in the mirror
Mm,
like this with my phone, so trying to learn
right, right,
the dance.
right, right.
And like after that, I was like, all right, I got the dance now. Let me try to test it out, and let's try to find a
Okay.
close trail ride.
Okay.
So our first close trail ride was in Fairburn, Georgia, which is like 30 minutes from me. And we decided to go, and we had a great time. I mean, like everybody was welcoming. They realized, like, hey, this is their first time. We got to make sure we show them like
Right, right.
what's up. 'Cause they can tell, like the way we was dressed, it was not
Hmm.
trail ride like ready. So
Okay.
you could tell we wasn't ready, and like they took us in. They was like, "Hey, make sure we had something to eat, something to drink. Make sure we stay hydrated." And it was like, "You can't
Hmm.
keep taking all these shots back to back. Now you got to make sure you get something in between. Get some chicken or something."
Right, right,
So
right, right. I got you. I got you. It
they
sounds like a similar experience. That's what's up. That's it sounds like a similar experience if anything else. And I'm just kind of curious, like what kept you involved into it? You know what I mean? Because I know that's what draw you and attracted you. But and
um
correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, because like most of the time, my perception with younger folks, this is fun, but they want to do something different. So what kept you attached to that?
I think because dancing is my happy place. And like
Hmm.
there, I can go and there's no judgment. Like there's nobody like trying to harm you. Everybody's like everybody loves you. This is a very warm, welcoming place.
Okay.
And it's the fact that none of the trail rides are the same. You go to one tomorrow and you go to the same one the next day, it will not be the same. So
Really?
no matter how many you go to, you will never get the same experience.
Okay.
So it started like, hey, I like this, let me feel it out. And then once I went and I had a whole total different experience. Oh,
Hmm.
I'm liking it even more. Let me try this one out. And then I
Right.
didn't like that one because that was an R&B one. R&B trail ride, I
Okay.
didn't really mess with that one. But after every time I went, it was something different. It's never the same. And even the music, they have thousands of different line dances and different line dance music.
Right.
And no, I doubt like half of the songs don't even get played at each trail ride. They choose a different
Okay.
select that they want and they just go with it.
Okay. Okay. Now, um, being in that environment, see, so I'm just so you understand my background. I've been in soul line dancing. I've been doing it since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm part of the whole soul line dance community that a lot of people probably not familiar with, but we we deep in there as well too, from state to state. My question, I'm curious, and I'm only when I saw the trail riders and the steppers, I was always curious as far as a little bit about their community and everything else. So my first question I have to ask, because I saw a TikTok, somebody said something that made me think something. Would you say, and I know this is kind of like is yeah, maybe, but at the same time it can go for any place. Would you say the parties that y'all attend, is it safe, and a person should feel comfortable and secure in those environments, or should they be on their guards or something like that?
Now, it depends on the area. So
Okay.
like if I know like the area is bad, I won't even go. Like
Mm,
if I heard stories about it, I won't go because I already know like what type of people are in the area.
right.
But I know like going out in the country in Georgia, like 3 hours from here, I have no problem with driving. That me and my group, we will load up in a minute and be like, "Hey, we finna go here," like,
Right.
and we just decided this like 30 seconds ago. So we know
Mm,
like the certain areas and where they at. So yes and no, just depending on the spot in the neighborhood.
okay. Okay. Would you say you've had any bad experiences or negative experiences from the parties you've attended, like close calls or anything of that such?
Um, no, I've always, after a certain time, it depends on where we at now. If we
Okay.
know the area we in and we don't took the risk to go there, we ain't
Yeah.
staying overnight. We go leave
Right.
before 12 because that's when all the craziness starts happening. Everybody get mad because you stepped on my white forces. So
Right.
we try to leave early, but if we are comfortable with it and we decide we want to spend the night in our tent or whatever, we have not had a bad experience. Other than, us being totally wasted and having a great time, you know, throwing up our insides after we
Yikes.
we have a great time.
Got you, man. Got you. Now, another question is, because I'm really trying to learn a little bit more about y'all community as well too. And
Mhm.
one day, hopefully, I hope to pull up at one of them at the same time. Just gotta let me
Pull
know
up.
when. You gotta let me know. You just gotta let me know where I'm going though at the same time. I ain't trying to get, you know what I mean. And then the
Yeah, I got
situation,
it. I
and
got
I'm
it.
like, nah, Tre Little said I can come here. And that stuff, and they come for me.
I got
So, um, so, um, in our community, with the soul line dance community, and this is something I observed from watching some of the social media TikToks and stuff like that.
you.
When
Hmm.
it comes to the dancing and the dancing on the floor, we already understand. We facing the DJ. Period. That's the focus. Face the DJ. But when I see on y'all parties, man, y'all got people facing which way, any which way at the same time. So it's like, how do y'all get some form of order? How does that work or communication go? Where it's like, this is what we do in this setting.
So it goes off various reasons. One, people say we just finished a line dance and they played another good hit right behind it. Now you ready to dance again.
Mm-hmm.
Most people will continue dancing the way they just finished
Okay.
to cause mix up, or some of them would turn back to the DJ booth to start back over because like, hey, we about to start back over. Let's start back at the DJ booth so we know which way everybody to go. But after a while, depending on how many people, if you don't have that many people going the same way with you, you gonna turn to go with the big crowd. But
Right,
if you
right.
got like a split down the middle, half y'all going this way, half y'all going that way, you just gotta stick with it and know which rhythm you're on.
That makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Okay. And I want to acknowledge one of the questions, which is a great question. I got my girl Diva. She asks, "How are you dealing with your newfound popularity?"
Um, the way I take it, it's like a form of clothing. Right now, everybody is rocking with it, everybody is enjoying it, everybody loves it. But tomorrow, it could be out of stock, Like
Right.
I'm just trying to enjoy the little time I got, and I'm just not going over the top. Like, hey, I'm a celebrity now. No, I've never
Hmm.
been that type of person. I've always been the type of person to respect everybody, and you know, I just enjoy the time that I have. Like
Okay.
people look at me, and they was like, "You don't act like you famous," and that I'm not. I'm just a regular person who just got discovered.
Good. Understandable, understandable. But this ain't going nowhere anywhere. I'm just letting you know. Oh man, I'm telling you, because this right here, I mean, and then it's just, I mean, I just came from an event just a few seconds ago,
Hmm.
and immediately they was like, "Hey, teachers boots on the ground," and I was like, "Man, you don't even know how to do a cha cha step or nothing. You want to do boots on the ground and all that stuff." And so, yeah, it just only kind of signified that it's going to take it, it's going to go even further. My question is, because the wave is happening, the wave is here,
Hmm.
um, from the music itself to your choreography that came along with it. You just pretty much open. You just made it line dance fun for everyone again at the same time. And I say that because now, I mean, I ain't know. I mean, I don't know when the Cupid Shuffle came out. I don't know what the reaction was when that happened, when the wobble and all that stuff happened. Um, but just the fact that to be here and witness this particular dance and then seeing the effects that it had on the world to the point where now everyone wants to do it. Like my wife and I, we've been teaching for like 8, 9 years,
Hmm.
right? And they nobody even not even knew about soul line dancing, let alone was interested in doing soul line dances or whatever case. I mean, you couldn't even bring it to a club or nothing, man. You know what I mean? You do your thing, but y'all just some performers. That's all it was.
Correct.
Now, I mean, they picking anybody up to do some line dances just to do it at the club. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
it's only because of what you and 803 Fresh have created and brought to the world at the same time. Um, I mean, that's a big thing. It's huge, and I can't see it going any further. Not stopping. I see it just growing beyond that at the same time. So the question I'll ask is, because I know you saw, like, what was your reaction? What was your feelings once you saw it on Good Morning America?
I was very I was very salty about it.
Lord,
I was like, at first,
oh,
I thought it was in Atlanta, but it turns out I did my research last night. They're not in Atlanta. So,
okay.
I mean, I understand maybe they had some connections with somebody, but hey, I still could have traveled. I was off that
Okay.
whole day. I was like, hey, like, 803 803 Fresh sent me this, and he was like, hey, bro, you seen this? And I was like, no, what is this?
All
And
right.
I was just like, oh wow, I was a little hurt. I was a little salty, like, why
Right,
you
right.
have me on there? But
I get it. I
I
get
was
it.
just
I get
glad
it.
that it was somebody in our community
Right,
instead of, yeah, instead of just
right,
taking
right,
over and just bringing in and ain't nobody in.
right. Yeah, that's yeah, we definitely, I definitely understand the feelings on that, especially if you created it. You would think that you would get the opportunity to be publicized and pushed out there at the same time. You know, and forgive me, y'all. My guy, he slips my mind, but I know he's over in Jersey. My peoples, who pretty much the gentleman that did it. I ain't gonna lie to you. For us in the community, like one side, I wish you would be there. One, that was a platform to give you the opportunity to see who you are and the creator behind that. You know what I'm saying? So that would have been a beautiful thing to see for the world to see. Because right now, people, you can be walking around doing the dance and nobody don't even know you actually created the dance.
Yeah, I've had that a lot.
You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
they're probably, thank you, babe. My wife said that. Kenny J. So Kenny J is the gentleman who was the group that actually was doing it there. I am Kenny J. And I know during that time of that setting, I think, and I don't know the full story, so I'm gonna give you what I gathered, why he was selected and what it was purposeful for. Because on that same day, the Soul Line dance community had the opportunity to dance at the Library of Congress.
Correct.
So it's like it went hand in hand. You know what I mean? So it was just more so shedding light of that moment, which is a big moment for our community as a whole. But on the flip side, like I said, I do agree that I wish you were had the opportunity to be there because fortunately in your case, there's most people in our community know who you are at the same time. But like someone said it, I think it was on your previous interview, they don't know who created certain other dance like the electric slide. Um, they say the wobble, but to us, that's nasty girl. From the great, yeah, that's a dance. It's called Nasty Girl. That was the music just got changed. So y'all can drop the comments right now in this moment. I can't think of the people's names, so forgive me definitely. But we know who, I think Dave Bush. Dave Bush. There it is. There you go. Dave Bush is the guy who actually created the dance. It was called Nasty Girl.
Mm-hmm.
So it got changed. So, but fortunately, in your case, nobody can't say somebody else taught it because we know it was you. We know it is you that created. And one thing about the soul line dance community, they are not going to allow anybody to take credit. I promise you, the soul line
Yeah,
dance community will come for. I've seen people get their head cut off.
they have. They've been coming strong. They've been coming
Yes,
strong for me.
yes, man. And you being the person that you are is an amazing thing at the same time because it just make people love and draw to you even more. And you a people person, right?
You can say that. Just to a certain extent. After a while, I'll be like, "Hey, man, it's time to go. I'm ready to get home." But I do love my people, and I cherish everyone. But that's about a certain time, I'm ready to go.
Bro, it's okay. Hey yo, it's okay at the end of the day, man. Cause I know in our community we got people who are not people person. I'm like they really, and then you gotta understand, like you got some people up north, they're a little bit more serious, but then they get put in a position where they got to give hugs and greetings. That's crazy to random people who don't, know them at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's the position that you in. So I hope you ready to start giving hugs.
I am. I've been training myself. I was like, hey, even when you don't want it, put on a smile. Just show a
Yep.
smile and hug them back. But
Yep.
it's coming to the point where it doesn't bother me anymore. I see him,
That's
hey,
good.
give a hug. We good. We keep it moving.
That's good. That's good. Now, someone asked the question earlier because I don't want to ignore it. Forgive me if I miss y'all questions. If y'all really out of me actually capturing it, just throw it in there again. I'll definitely make sure acknowledge it. But one of my people's, Nikki from Omaha, she asked, "Did you create the dance first, or did you create the dance for the song?"
Um. So at first, I wasn't trying to recreate. I was just
Mm,
in my backyard, and I was just like, I was feeling the song, like I enjoyed it, and like
mm.
it just came a thing. Like I was doing it, and then I tripped over my own feet, and
Wow.
I was like, oh, I like that move. Hold on, wait, let me add that.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
So then I added it, and it just became like, okay, let me just put this together. Just put it out there. Just gotta. Because at the time I was trying to become an influencer, so like let me just put it
Okay.
out there and try to get our views up. And then once I did it, and like within a week, I gained like over 100,000 views and
Guys.
comments, and everybody was like, "Hey, do this again. Hey, show us a tutorial." And then
Right. Right.
me, I didn't know what I did. I'm just like, I was just playing around. So now I'm looking
Right.
at it took me like 2 weeks because I
Mm.
had to study what I did to like continue to
Wow.
make sure it went together.
Right. Right.
So
That's
that,
what's up. So you tripped into making some dances. You didn't
yeah.
have to brag about it though. You really didn't have to brag about it. Like literally, I was just dancing and I slipped and I tripped, failed, and I was like, you know what? That is a part of the dance. Let me make that. You taking it too far, bro. But that's what's up, man. That's what's up. And I could tell you probably weren't ready for the success that came along with that. Like it
I was
just,
not. It hit me like literally like after a week, I went from 3 followers, and those were all
mm.
my family. Like those 3 followers, were my family, to
Okay.
like I got like 40,000 followers now
Wow, that's
just on
crazy.
TikTok.
So I got a question for you, and this happens to any type of artist. And just so you know, you are an artist as well too. Just so you know that. Do you find yourself in a position where you're trying to top what you just did, or try to show people that you know I've done other dances? Because I'm not, because the question is really is that's the question, because I'm wondering, did you make a dance before that? And
Um, so if I never created a dance, I was just, at first I was going with the flow, letting everybody create it, and I was like, hey, let me just play around in the backyard with this song. That's how that. Once that came along and that hit, I was like, wow, okay, let me try again. So
mm,
when I tried again, I was like, no, like I'm literally in my room, like that's not better than what I did. Like every song or that I tried to make a new dance to, it somehow is similar to Boots on the Ground. I cannot get that out of my head now. So I was like, I literally have to sit there and work with it and play with it. Like this got to be better than Boots on the Ground. I got to keep this
right,
going. Got to keep it up. Like they love this, they got to love this one. But
right.
yeah,
I
that's
feel
just
you. So if I hear you correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, you basically been trying to bring new creations in competition to your previous dance.
correct. Yeah.
Understandable. Now, ain't that kind of scary though at the same time? Because it's like, you know, like it's just like an artist who's trying to make a song better than their last song. You know what I mean? Doesn't that cause you to cause like a frustration and a point where
It does, and it's very tiring. At some point, I
okay,
give up, and I'm just like, you know what, this dance is just gonna be this dance. I'm not gonna keep
facts,
working on it. I done
facts,
worked over like 4 hours for this. Like,
right,
I'm tired of doing it. Like, I done sat there and I'm trying to critique it, and it's not helping. Like, I'm
right.
just gonna let it be, and what it is what it
It
is.
is what it is. Amen. Definitely, man. I'm gonna tell you like this. Like, my wife and I, we didn't have the same amount of success that you had with your dance, but we had success with one of our dances with the same similar reaction, right?
Hmm.
Shout out to Baby What's Happening. That's the name of the dance. Anywho, so um my wife did it. We did it. It took us like 30 minutes or whatever, and we did it. And we did it to a local artist song called Snatching by Tay Bebe. And we posted it. It was like maybe midnight. And then I promise you, just like the reaction, it just in our community, the soul line dance community, just popped off crazy. And it was just we've got so much attention and love from our soul line dance community to the point where it was just surprising and overwhelming. Well, after that, the mindset was like we made dances after that when we tried to create and top that, but it was never successful in a sense, at least from our perspective. Now, did we make great dances after that? We did, but I decided to no longer allow myself to keep myself hostage with trying to top myself. I'm going to top myself because I'm always going to evolve as an individual. I'm going to always be better. It may not have the same level of attention as the previous dance, but at the same time, does it have to? You know what I mean? Two at the same time, um, I'm going to say just the fact that because that moment in itself was intentional to put you in a certain position, a certain place, a certain light. That's like you said in your previous interview, was that to be seen more than just line dancing, to give you the opportunity to be seen more than what everybody know you as. Because correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm only asking these questions because of what I've watched from you. You want to be more than a line dancer, at least seen more
Correct.
than a line dancer, right?
Correct.
Because for what I've gathered, you also do your own clothing as well too, right?
Correct. Yes.
So yeah, great. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So the way with my clothing works, I have, at first it started out with just being different. I didn't want to be the same. Everybody always wore the same stuff with the pants and bell bottoms and So I decided to start wearing one leg on, one leg off.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, nobody liked it. Like everybody would look at me like crazy. And then I happened to see somebody else doing it. I was like, oh, okay, let me continue doing what I'm doing. Maybe it may come around. So after that, I continued to wear them, and now event it is everywhere. Like they're selling for $400 now,
Right, right, right. Oh wow,
and
that's crazy.
like I love them. And then also now I switched that up since now everybody's wearing those. I switched to bandana pants, is
Okay,
where I add a lot of bandanas to the sides of the pants, and I wear that around. And
okay,
everybody loves those. Now everybody's also asking me like, can they buy a pair? We're willing to pay, and we may be working on some or getting some factored. We working on that.
that's good, man, and that's great, man. And I like the fact that you taking advantage of the opportunity to show your art. You know what I mean? Because that's good. Because honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you, it's the best time to do it. It's the
Yeah,
best time to do it. And right now, to be honest with you, you don't have to make a dance that's on the level of boots on the ground because right now you at this place, people, you are the trend now. So
mm-hmm.
whatever you do, people gonna follow because it was from you. You know what I mean? Like your name is in that light now. So it can be like how Kanye West, he felt like he can do any kind of beat and people gonna love it because it was Kanye West. You're in the space right now to the point where you can do much of anything and people gonna follow it and can be drawn to it because it was from you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So hopefully that gives sense of peace because you don't want to trap up your creative space where you can't do anything because now you make always continue to compare yourself or compare what you've done in the past. So that's what's up, man. I like that, and I definitely wish you continue to push your clothing as well too, because now you're gonna have brothers and sisters out here with the pants, and they can be. Come on, man. I know where you get the idea from. I know exactly where you got the idea from.
what you talking about?
No, I'm just talking about the people. I'm talking about the people. The people they
Oh,
come through. I'm like, you got that for Trey, huh? Trey showed you about that. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Somebody said, by any chance, do you know how long trail riding has been around, or is it something that just all of a sudden came out of nowhere?
Trail riding has been around for a very, very long time, way before me. It just the line dancing is what is making it come out more.
Mm-hmm.
Because at first it's just used to be, everybody show up with their camper, you cooking out together, just a weekend getaway with you ain't gotta have no Wi-Fi. Everybody's chilling and just coming together as a community. But now
Okay.
that dances are coming out and everybody's showing everybody the dances, it's starting to get out more.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah, because I know my guy Big Moochie was kind of educating us on that some time ago. He's been around at the same time, so he definitely gave us a little history on that as well. Um, Let me ask you this question, because I think in a previous interview you said that you and 803 Fresh, y'all get together every now and again, not all the time, just depending on the schedule and all that other stuff.
Hmm.
Um, do you? I'm just curious. Do they still give you credit or somehow bring light to you as far as the creator, the choreographer of it, or is it some type of different energy or attitude towards that?
He makes sure he tags me in most of his posts, just
Okay.
so people are aware that, hey, this is my right hand man. I wouldn't. He literally be like, I wouldn't never. My song would never popped if it wasn't for this dance.
Okay.
So he does share a lot in posts that make sure people are aware of it. But like 9 times out of 10 at the shows, everybody be so ready for boots on the ground. They don't be
Mhm.
trying to hear what he be having to say. So he has to go through his other songs just so he can sing
Right.
boots on the ground.
Okay. So this is a question for you. I have to ask
Okay.
because nobody really asked this question. Are you tired of boots on the ground yet?
I am. I am. When I tell you, we can go to event and hear it 4 or 5 times, and I just be like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't complain too much because I know, like, if it wasn't for 803 Fresh
Yeah,
and that song, I wouldn't be, in the place I'm in now. So I'm very thankful for it. But sometimes it does, like, Jesus, I'm
yeah.
taking a break. Where
That,
the people in my comments be like, please find your fans, and I'd be like, yes, please find them.
right. I feel you because not only do you call to the front, I'm not sure if they call you to the front. Hey, come on, Trey, let's get to
Yeah,
somebody.
they do
I know you receive multiple videos
a
of
day,
people doing the okay, and
a
you be
day.
like, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I was like, oh, okay, to the point where, like, when I first started it, I got tagged in like 1,000 of them a day. Like, I would just scroll down and I would click and I was like, okay. Then I go down and scroll, click. Now I just be like, Lord have mercy,
Wow.
please. But I still like them and I reshare them. But
Right.
yeah, well,
So, out of all the videos you've seen, what is the most craziest video you've seen of someone doing that dance,
mm,
or unique? Whether it's crazy, unique, funny, whatever. What would you say the one you see doing someone doing that dance?
I just love that it is switching over. So not just for Southern Soul or the Black community, like
Mm-hmm.
um other people are deciding to flip it in their way so they can understand and they can do it their way to the music. And I
Gotcha.
just commend them for that. Like, they're not just giving up like, hey, it's just for them. They're making it so
Right.
they participate as well.
Right.
So I
Because
love
right, all right, well, that's beautiful because right now I can honestly say, and I'm not sure if you really taking advantage of it to the fully because like all you got to do nowadays is just say boots on the ground, come to the party, and everybody's signing up for it.
that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. And so, like your name right now, your picture, your image, you pull up, man. I hope you're getting paid on some of this stuff, man.
I do. Yes, I
Okay,
have. I just worked out my contracts and everything today, actually, and getting everything ready for when I travel to Chicago and Virginia and stuff. So I just want to make sure I have an actual copy of a contract. So I
that's
am
good.
getting paid for it.
That's good. Definitely, man. Definitely. Because one thing for sure, as far as the soul line dance community, we always try to protect our people at the end of the day and all that stuff. Now, do you have a group?
Like, yes,
So like, yeah, Trail Riders group.
yes. So my group is called Them Country Folks with DEM and the K
Mm-hmm.
instead of the C. And
Oh, okay.
we have been dying to get back to the field, with everybody booking us every weekend, and like we're just like, oh, we can't wait to touch this grass, we can't wait to kick this dirt, like we are ready to
Right,
get back to the field.
right. So, how does that with your group and like, how does your success affect them? Whether it's in any form, like, have you had any negative energy because they like look at you, or even in general in the community, have they look at you some kind of way because they think that you're gonna act a certain way because of the attention and the fame or so?
No, actually, my people in my group, basically, most of them are my sisters and brothers.
Okay.
So we started off basically as family, and now we're growing and taking in more people, and like making new best friends, or and they have really been supporting me. And they was like, "Hey Trey, you got a show." I was like, yeah, I got one tomorrow. Who gonna show with me? And like
Mm-hmm.
I'm there with you. I got you.
Okay.
So they have been a great help supporting me, and I have been making sure, like, if I get paid, I have been taking them out, or I give them something, or If we go to a trail ride, they don't pay for anything. Like I've been
Gotcha.
doing things like that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Definitely. Um, because I mean, I know when usually in situations like that, some people kind of come off and they give like a certain energy at the same time because they're like, oh, you think you this, that, and the other, and everything. And oftentimes, your fame and success reveal more about a person than it is about yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I definitely get that. If anything, now I think you mentioned something. Um, Someone asked me, "Did you see the cute little girl doing the boots on the ground?"
Yes, actually, I do have something planned with her this coming week. So
Mm-hmm.
please stay tuned on my social media platforms, my Facebook, Tre Little, um, TikTok, them country folks, because we
Mm-hmm.
will be posting videos by the end of this week.
Good, good. That's what's up, man. Because right now, I mean, everybody's doing it, bro. Everyone's doing it at the same time. I was going to ask you a question about your group. So I think I heard something when you said where people have to join like a membership to be a part of the group. Like,
Correct.
explain how that setup works. How does that work? Someone want to be a
So the
part?
way that works, you will have to message one of the members on the team, which would usually be me, just because I do have the higher platform. So a lot of people do reach out to me, asking can they join. So we do like an audition, type set where you have to apply, send a video of doing a certain dance, see how quickly you can learn a dance, make sure do like a intense background check, make sure like we not dealing with nobody crazy or
Mm-hmm.
anything, out of the normal. And then after that, we decide as a group, it's like, hey, we're feeling this person, we like this person.
Right.
Let's give them a shot. Let's see how they act out in the field because we don't want
Mhm.
nobody who gets out here and they start problems. We need somebody who's gonna be a family person who because we meet a lot of people like to be honest, half of the people at the trail ride, I don't remember their name, but they will come up and be like, "Hey, baby, you want something to eat? Hey, baby, you want something to drink?" And like, so they have to be ready for that. You just got to be
Right.
ready for people to approach you, and
Wow.
I can't have nobody like just standoffish and don't like to talk. Because my brother, he said we was at one trail ride, and he got to the point where he stopped telling people that he was with me. Like he said my name and they were offering him a shot. Before he knew, he had took 12 shots before in the first hour of him being there.
Wow. That's
So
crazy. That's crazy.
it is a big family thing. So I just want to make sure everybody is aware of what they're getting themselves into. And then once you go to your first trail ride, but you won't be don't be a member. You won't have the shirt or whatever. But
Hmm.
just to give you the experience, and if you like it from there, then we go into like your monthly or yearly dues, and what all
Okay.
you have to cover per yourself.
Okay. Okay. Now, is all the other groups like that, or is that just how y'all setup was, if anything?
Um, it depends on your group and how you started. But I do know some people treat theirs like a fraternity. Like
Hmm.
for instance, TNT out of
Yeah,
South
I
and
know
North
who that
Carolina,
is.
like they treat theirs like a fraternity or a frat sorority. Um, but we do ours. We're not going to do an initiation and all of that in the ghost period.
Right.
We do just want to make sure you're aware of all the outcomes and what comes along with this.
Right. Right. You know what's funny? Because what's the DJ name for TNT? Because I used to follow him. I can't
Um,
remember. Hey, Dre, my wife, if she's watching this, put in the chat the DJ name we used to like. That was when we was painting. We was painting in the room, and we used to the DJ. He was playing the music the whole time. If you can remember it. But the DJ, I was surprised to see because he used to DJ in his house. And
mhm.
matter of fact, I even think that was before the shutdown. Probably it might
Okay.
have been during the shutdown, but he was DJing in his house most of the time. Um, and basically, he was just constantly DJing. Then all of a sudden, Trail Rider happened, and now he has a group. And you like, so he doing line dancing group, and he kind of the way I kind of took it is that he saw the trend of it and saw the interest of it, and people dancing, and he just DJ Clyde, yeah, DJ Clyde. I think he's part of the TNT group, if anything.
Okay.
Cleve, thank you, DJ Cleve. But yeah, and so he has a group, and it's what it is at the same time now. So I just kind of felt like, dang, is that what's going on now? Everybody just jumping on the bandwagon and trying to make something out of it at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
let me
a
tell
lot
you.
of people want to be country now, and it's just.
I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. I ain't even trying to. I'm only gonna be country for one day because I got a theme party. And I have to be country for it. That's the only time. That is the last time you're gonna see me in some boots. Well, I might got one more time. I got one more year I got to do. I got to do one more boot game because everybody got a boot party now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Boots on the
yeah.
ground party. So that is the only time. But because I don't even understand how y'all comfortable getting your boots dirty like y'all do. I can't get my boots dirty. I got to keep them clean.
You just gotta once you get home, you gotta wash them off with the water hose, and you gotta oil them up just like you do your skin. You gotta treat the animal skin just like you do your skin. Like you gotta bathe them, you gotta wash them, you gotta oil them down.
Bro, man, my skin. I try not even put myself in that predicament where I gotta wash my oil myself down like that. But hey, I commend y'all definitely, man. Let me get to some of these questions because I know a few people asked a few questions. So let me see who I can find. Let's see here. Somebody says, "What
Hey
about the
Keisha,
fans?"
hey Bree, hey Leisha,
Hey,
Big Trey.
yeah, Lucille, you better say their name because I don't want to, I have no problems. Some people, I think somebody asked, "Were you coming back up? Are you traveling anywhere in the north to the northeast? Does he have any plans to come up to the northeast?" Um, Honestly, if I
um,
knew what the northeast was, you better give me a city and state. I would have told you. Yes.
I was just about to say, what area are we talking about here? Like, I'm about to have to pull up a
Yeah,
map.
you know what I'm saying. You talk about like Jersey, up north, Philly. What like which parts of the northeast, any specific place that'll be helpful. Any plans to go to Vegas?
Um, I don't know about Vegas. I don't know. I'm more, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
So check, bro. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I'm gonna tell you like this. Whatever you should be basically having a whole calendar. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. The level of attention you receive, I'm surprised you even have time for a group. You know what I'm saying? Cause I know you're still working right now, right?
Correct.
Okay. What do you
Yes.
do for work right now?
I am a scheduler
Okay.
at a cancer hospital,
Okay.
and those are my peoples. Like I love going in there, and some of my patients have found out what I do,
Oh
so
man.
they 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 done found me, and they'll send me a trail ride. Like, hey Trey, you going to this one? Where you at?
Right.
So, but I love my people there. I just go and I try to make them smile every day. And like I even got the option to work from home, but I would rather be in the facility just to make sure they got a smile
That's
on
what's
their
up.
face, like, because not everybody is happy to go through this, and so not everybody understands to go the cancer side and the internal illness side. So I
That's
just
what's
want
up.
to help in any way possible
How'd you get into that field?
and sharing the light and smile.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, brother. How did you end up getting into that
Okay.
field though?
So I've always been in the medical sense
Mhm.
field. When I first started with my first job, I was a lifeguard, and then I just love. I'm not gonna say I love the rush of an incident happened, but that brought, I'm not gonna say excitement to me, but I love the adrenaline of like what's going on. Like I gotta stay alert. Ain't nothing happening on my
Right,
watch.
right, right.
So then, after being there for a while, I became an aquatic supervisor, then a training
Okay.
supervisor. And then so now I was making sure everybody was aware of the proper protocol, what all should be done, because you don't want nothing to happen on our hands. You got to always be the
Right,
best.
right, right.
So after that, I went into actual
Mhm.
college, and I tried to become a marine
Okay.
biologist. But that chemistry, not chemistry,
Okay.
history. No, was it history? Biology. Biology was a kicker.
Okay. Okay.
I kept trying. I could not pass biology to save the world.
Okay.
So we continued, and wanted to go back into the lifeguarding. I moved to Tennessee, and I continued lifeguarding for a couple more months. And then when I decided to move back home to be closer to her family, because my mother, she wanted to get a house together,
Mhm.
and she wanted everybody to stay together. She didn't like that we was all
Okay.
separated and everybody was in different states. So we came together, got a house, and I just applied. And for some reason, the day I quit my job,
Mm-hmm.
is the day the hospital called me and was like, "Hey, when can you start?"
Wow. Wow.
So
Okay.
I was very
That's
thankful.
what's up, man. That's what's up. Surprising. I mean, and that just shows. I guess that's just another part of you when it comes to serving and being there for the people at the same time. So I think that's beautiful as well. I gotta do this, bro. I gotta acknowledge some of these questions because they're gonna give me thumbs downs and bad reviews, and I don't want to have no problems with the people's. So from what I've seen on most of the questions, somebody said, "Talk about the new dance." That's got to be your people's.
Talk about the new dance. I made a line dance last
What's it
night.
called?
Um, it is
You don't even got the
called
name.
Blow the Whistle.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like you ain't
Huh?
got the name already.
It's called Blow the Whistle. It is from Earlist Nation, and he has just put this song out. It actually just dropped today,
Oh, okay, okay,
and I am feeling the song. I made a little line dance or whatever, and we go see. If you want to check it out, feel free to go to my TikTok,
okay,
and you'll see me in a red and white shirt.
okay,
I'll be in there, be in there.
okay, okay. Cool, cool, cool. So there's called "Blow the Whistle." Song is called what's the song called again?
The song is called Blow the
And then
Whistle.
the artist name is Not Too Short.
No, it is Earlist Nation.
Man,
That's
it's
what
how
his
you
name
just learned the
is.
name, bro. That don't even count.
Yeah, like I don't know.
uh, so a lot of people's like, first of all, they like you got to be traveling because they want to see you all over right now. I guess one of my people's want to know, are you coming down to Tampa, Florida?
I am actually trying to work on getting some in Florida. Florida has not been reaching out to me at
No,
all. I have not got one call from
nah,
Florida. I don't even know no trail rides or any events that happens in
yeah.
Florida. Um, but me and some of my friends, we have been searching. I've been trying to get down there because I heard it'd be lit on the beach with a trail ride.
First of all,
So
I ain't never heard that. I ain't never heard that in my life, bro. I'm just letting you know that.
they even got a trail ride on the boat called Boots on Deck.
Boots on
That's
deck.
coming up in July. It's coming up in July. There's trail ride music all the way over to Montego
Okay.
Bay, and they're having a trail ride when you enter Montego Bay. They're having a trail ride on the
Oh
beach,
wow.
and I would really love to go. But we're trying to see what my schedule trying to be like. If I'm gonna be booked or
Check this.
what do we got going
Now
on?
check this out, bro. The way everything going for you right now, man, you ain't gonna have time for nothing because it's like, and and I put it like this, and it's really how you want to move it. Because my whole thing is like try to go with the flow, try to keep yourself at peace at the same time in the midst of everything that's going to be coming at you. But the opportunity, because let's say it like this: if you were, because they're starting to become more aware of who you are, right?
Mhm.
But if they would have saw you as like they seen the artist, I don't know if you would have been ready for what's would have hit you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And would have been a great thing, a great moment. But I don't know any normal person can take on that much attention and energy all at once. You know what I'm saying? Um,
yeah,
and as far as right now, like your job, you making time for your job, you making time for your family, you making time for even with the line dance, your crew and all that stuff. But as people start to become more and more aware of you, and this wave continue to go as it is, bro, you probably gonna have times where you gonna be making special appearances to your class.
that's where now, I actually have been trying to try to spread it out as much as possible. Because right now I have been having something to do every day after work. So
Mm-hmm.
like for like literally the last 2 months, I've been nonstop, and I know my Jeep is tired.
Right,
Like
right.
I know she like you get off work, I gotta have change of clothes in the car. Or I get off work and gotta have my best friend and group to meet me at my job, so we all can just load in the car and go.
Yeah, I feel
So it has been. I've been very thankful for them though, because they be ready. When I say let's go, they be like, "Hey, where we going? Who car we riding? Who driving?"
right, right. And I see your mom. She like, we ready for all of it. Bring it. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? We got you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Mom Dukes, man, she a rider. That's what's up. I love it. I love it. So Ultimate Diva, she had a question earlier about the fans. She wanted to know, was it part of the dance? I think that's what she's asking. And correct me if I'm wrong. Was it part of meant to be part of the dance, or like what are the thought process when you did boots on the ground as far as adding the fans and or whatever the case? Like, what was the process on that?
I it was part of. I'm not gonna lie, it was part of the dance. I just feel like when he asked where them fans at, you should hear him like, "Hey, where them fans at?
Right,
Clap, we hear them.
right. I agree. I agree.
You got them, you hear them, you see them." So that is most definitely part of the song and the
And I
dance.
appreciate you doing that because I think I seen another boots on the ground dance, but it wasn't no part where the fans made supposed to come in. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm sure people be trying
Yeah.
to compete against yours still to this day, which is crazy. But um, you got to pay attention to those people so you'll know who they are. Another question was, moving forward, what's one thing you like to see happen or think should change in the trail ride world moving forward by Bree Bailey?
um, as of right now, moving forward, I want to change anything. That is like my happiness, my place. Like I can go there and it's just no drama. I don't have to worry about anything. I can relax.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get too drunk, I go sleep in a tent, sleep it off, come back around 2.
Mm,
Like that is like just a place I could not change, and I just feel like if you was to try to change anything, it would ruin it.
mm. Yeah, yeah.
So I would love to trail ride the way it is.
Okay, okay. Because oftentimes that's the question. Because even with the soul line dance community, been around for as many years as it has, like decades, bro. It's been around forever, way before my
Mm-hmm.
time. It has evolved. Put it like this, just to kind of give you a picture. Um, excuse my dog. My dog likes to bark when I'm doing anything important. He likes to start barking. Hey, babe, make sure you get the dog. Get him out of here. Anyways, but yeah. So with the when it came to soul line dancing, they never had the YouTube or the social media or anything like that. They learned dances when they showed up at parties. You know what I'm saying? So that
Correct.
was like, and the dances was simple dances, like easy to learn on the floor type dances, like some of the dances the trail riders do. You know what I mean? But but it has evolved to the point where then they start having social media. Then they still having YouTube where they start creating instructions because the instructions they used to put on, and this is all the little knowledge that I have about it, was on VCR tapes. You know what that is, right? VCR tapes. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Just making sure I only. But they had it on VCR tapes, and people would learn the dances from there, and then when they come to party, be prepared, right? But then they
Mm-hmm.
had it on social media, YouTube, and they didn't know how to work the camera. They couldn't have because when they was teaching the dances, they'll be facing the camera. So now we got to learn. Look at you, looking at us, and try to learn the dance.
Mm-hmm.
But now, um, what the dances are now, they're instructional because the dances have evolved. So one of the big difference, and I'm not sure if you had the opportunity to um, look at soul line dances and soul line dance community. Like we have dances to everything, bro. And we have
Yes.
a lot more steps in our dances too. You know what I mean? So a lot of our dances, not all, because there's some dances that we've created where you can just learn on the floor. Well, depending on your level, you can learn on the floor. But there's some dances you got to go home and and practice. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah.
and I'm only want to share this because I wanted to kind of give you some of the insight. We even have what we call UC awards, where um, every year all the groups from throughout the nation come together and actually
Hmm.
recognize choreographers for that dance for that year. You know what I mean? As happens in January, last
Yeah.
weekend in January, and everything else by the youth Union Crew group as well too. So it's a whole huge community, and what our desired goal is that both of the communities one get familiarized with one another to understand a little bit about both culture and their community and how they operate. Because I'm telling you, bro, we've been desiring to work alongside with the young folks, but we
Hmm.
couldn't find a way to attract them or draw them in. Like, yeah, they'll come to class and they'll do something here and there, but most times they're looking at line dancing that's for the old folks, which I'm surprised y'all don't see it like that.
No,
Like,
it depends on the dance. Now that we have switched it and we added more steps to it, and making it more
mm,
complex, it's attracting to us. Like, hey, I got to learn this dance. Like, all my kids, like, I got to learn this dance before
right,
lunch.
right,
Like, it literally it's attracting to them because it's challenging them and it's keeping their brain up. And now you got to remember, you not only got to learn it, you got to
right,
remember while doing
right,
it and knowing which step you got to start on.
right, right. And I tell you like this, man, because we've been planning like so like that's been planning on one of the infiltrate the the trailer riders and everything, and just kind of like introduce you guys to some of the stuff that we do. And I know some of our Soul Dance community in South Carolina that came through it at times as well too. But definitely, I would love to see us meet eventually in some way or some
Okay.
form, as far as both communities at the same time, because we need to we need to get to know one another. We need to learn a little bit more about each other's history and about who we are and how we move and all that stuff. So that's the desired goal and ultimate goal at the same time. I'm trying to see. Um, yeah, right now, some Bree Bailey asks, "What's your favorite line dance?"
I believe my favorite one would be Southern Soul Party Mood.
Southern Soul Party
Like,
Move. That's on YouTube, right?
you can put it on YouTube or you can put it on Apple Music, Spotify. I think that would be my favorite song, my favorite
You
dance.
so who created that?
Um, I believe it was somebody in South
So do
Carolina.
y'all even know who create these dances, or do y'all just do them because y'all see them?
Certain songs I know, like um, some of my friends, like I know Q and Too Smooth and Zai. Like I know most of them, like the big time creators. But like somebody who just created the first time dance, like I don't really know
Uh,
them. I've never spoken to them a day in my life.
okay. Because for us, we have what they call Nicole Point. She had created a website called urbanlinedanceconnection.com, and it's basically a website where all choreographers have the opportunity to place their dances, whether their name, their title, who they are, name of the dance, and all that stuff, so we can find it. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, at one point we couldn't find the dances. So she created this platform for us so we can submit our dances. So if anybody, like I said, if you saw a dance that you like, but you couldn't find the details on it, you can go to her site and find the data and everything else.
Um,
And that's how, we have things set up. Eventually y'all gonna do that. You know what I mean? Eventually one day. I don't know when y'all decide to come and catch up, but when y'all do, let us know.
with me, I don't think I've never learned many. I haven't learned many dances on TikTok. I probably like learned like one or two. Most of them has been in person.
Okay.
Every single.
Okay.
Yeah, so I could see them after I see them doing it one time. I catch on. I'm out on the floor with them. I
Got
just
you.
stand to the side, Watch, got it. All right, let's go.
Perfect. That's what's up, man. That's a gift that not everybody can pick up, man. So that's what's up. So let me ask this question. Do you, um, I mean, with you having a group, with you creating dances and stuff like that, is that a is that a title that you want to carry, a choreographer or an instructor, or are you trying to represent yourself as something else?
I I don't like to be just put. I don't like to be put in categories
Okay.
or a certain box.
Okay.
So I I like to be brought up in many
Mm,
conversations. I don't want to just be known as the choreographer. Not just the dancer, the line dancer. Like I like to dibble and dabble in every region. Like literally, like with me, I'm trying to take off my um, acting career with Tyler Perry and trying to see like what can we go do with him. So that'll give me something else under my belt. And if me working with my clothes, um, be a fashion designer. I just don't want to be put in a box where like we can't call him or we can't bring him here because he only knows
right.
this. I want to be a many
Right.
talents.
Right. I like it. I like it. I like it because basically you want to be marketable in the many different areas instead of just one area. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. One of my people's asked a question, but I'm gonna try to rephrase it. First, her question was, "How does it feel? How do you feel about some of the negative comments directed towards the community?" And I guess the question I would ask you is, are there any negative comments that you've heard that's directed towards the trail riding community?
Um, I have a lot of the city people do not like when we're in clubs. They hate it. They hate when we're there.
Oh.
They was like, y'all got to turn every dance into a live. Everybody got to move out the way. We got to hold our food because you swinging your arms
Right.
around and popping your fan. They absolutely hate when we're at
Right.
clubs or we're at lounges. But other than that, that is it. Everybody else loves us and they are glad to see us prosper. They're glad to see us as a community coming
That's what's
together
up.
and helping each
That's
other.
what's up. That's what's up. Trust, bro. We get the same thing because you go to the parties. Nobody want to dance. You know what I mean? They just be chilling.
Yeah.
So it's like, shoot, we're gonna do what we do. You know what I'm saying? But you said city people. I think I saw in the interview as well. You mentioned as you was doing background checks to make sure they're like from the country versus the city. Like,
Hmm.
what does that mean? Like, help me understand. Like, 'cause I'm a city, so if you say, "Hey, I'm gonna take you back," I was like, "Nah, I'm from the city, bro. That's just where I'm from." And you gonna disqualify me because I'm from the city, or how does it work?
It's just um depending on how your attitude. Most country people or southern people, they're very welcoming. They are very open to meeting new people. They're open to helping like any way is possible. Now the city people, they be like, you on your own. I got mine. Can you get you? Like, hey, I know we all about to cook together, but I'm just about to cook me something
That's funny, yo. That's crazy, man. First of all, don't come from the city folks like that. That ain't how we get down. I took offense when she said it. He's like, "Oh, so we can't qualify because we from the city?" I got it.
I mean, we got some city people, but they still have that country background
I
in them.
got you.
Like that, we can take them to the event and they act like, hey, I don't care about getting dirty, or we can ride through the mud. I don't have no problem with that.
Okay, that's cool. Mom say they ain't gonna discriminate. They gonna take us.
Yeah, we
Boom.
take
That's what I'm
off,
talking about.
but
We coming in deep, ready. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna wear no boots though. I'm just letting you know. We got some J's. Go cut through with some J's.
that's I see. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all with them horses and them J's, and you get mad when your feet get stepped
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. Don't step on the J's though. I'm just saying. But hey, yo, chat, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. It's so much that I would love to talk to you about. And I'm probably gonna reach out to you to just rap more because at the end of the day, is so much so much to learn about what your experience and everything else. You know what I mean? And this time frame won't allow us. Period. So, and I don't want to take much more of your time at the same time. So, a couple things I want you to be able to do. First, let me go ahead and put your handles out there too, so people can follow you and
Okay.
connect at the same time. Hopefully, y'all can read that because I did my best to type it. So if it's trash, that's because Trey sent it to me that way. Uh,
I'm right.
so, uh, but any shout outs to people you want to show love to, go ahead, bro. Let them know because I don't want you to get in trouble.
My family, mother, Keisha, Walisha, Shirley, Amy, because she almost got me last time.
Shirley.
A trillion. Thank God for my family. They have been a great help. Brianna Bailey, love you, girl.
Mm,
Best friend. We ride or
that's
die.
what's up. Bree Bree. What up? That's what's up. Yeah, man. That's what's up, man. Because definitely, one thing for sure, your family's always going to keep you grounded in the midst of it all. So it's good
Mhm.
that you have that team around you, um, because, like we said earlier, you're going to be approached and confronted by many different type of people, and we need to be protected. You know what I'm saying? And so it's good that you have that surrounding, around you at the same time. So I appreciate that. Also, for those who are following and on here, this channel, thank y'all for even coming on tonight. If you haven't already, you should have been shared this video. And if you did that, thank you. But you're also supposed to like it and follow and subscribe to the channel. Why? Because my whole objective is to bring more awareness to our soul line dance community, get a little bit more understanding of the people that's in it, and see how we can also affect change the world in the midst of it all. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Just to give you a heads up, this show will be going. I'm gonna do my best. I ain't no promise, but I'm gonna do my best to start doing these lives on Monday at 7. Mondays at 7, right? Also, with this
Okay.
particular live itself, I'm going to repost it because just to make everything clean and whatever I got to do and all that stuff. So you might not see it right away. Just give you a heads up, but I will repost it. The thing is, you won't get notified if you ain't subscribed. Just saying. So
Got it.
make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get notified. You see how that sound? Anyways, but
Hmm.
definitely, Trey, man, I really do appreciate the time that you made out. You may not realize, you may not know how you made me feel for agreeing to be in on here, but I hope you understand that it made me feel very special for you to come out here because at the end of the day, you could be anywhere in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? Doing anything. Matter of fact, you could be canceling because you ain't feeling well. One or the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't forget the remedy. I told you too. Get the remedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get you together. But
Yeah.
but I am grateful and I appreciate you coming out. And then also, I want to say I appreciate everyone that's tuning in, all the friends, families, and supporters coming on here. I did my best to answer all y'all questions. Forgive me if I miss, and just send it to me, and I'll text it to him later. He'll respond, and I get back to you. We'll do something like that. But other than that,
Got it.
anything else you want to say before we end it, Meredith?
Just say thank you for
Yeah.
having me. And I'm always free. You ever need me to come back, I
Don't
got
worry,
you.
bro. I'm waiting for the next hot dance. Let me know, and then
All
you know what I'm
right.
saying. We're gonna bring it back and tell us how you did it. How'd you trip and do that one? You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
you.
definitely. Well, other than that, y'all, I appreciate that. Y'all just joined just a conversation by the A.Y.E. A team in the building. And thank y'all for your support. Don't forget to subscribe and show love. All right. Talk to y'all soon.